Am I living? Oh, what a funny thing to say. But your mama always said, look up into the sky, find the sun on a cloudy day, on a cloudy day. Your mama always said, look up into the sky, find the sun on a cloudy day, on a cloudy day. Your mama always said, look up into the sky.
Hello there, how are you?
I'm very good. Welcome back.
Another episode of Live, another week's already gone past.
Yes, it has. You've had a good week?
It's been all right. It's
been all
okay.
right.
It's not bad. We're going to talk about that a little bit later on, I reckon.
Yeah, we will. But I want to follow on from one of our other episodes when we
Yeah.
talked about awkward situations, right?
Stories of our life.
There's many, so it can't just be covered all in one episode.
No.
So what I wanted to explain to you, I wanted to maybe introduce you to the world of Nancy.
Please.
God help you.
No, this is something that I think a lot of people long for. I've mentioned it before as well, and I've had a front row seat for a long time, which has been great, and I'm so happy with that.
And you're still surviving.
And I'm still, please, it's the best. It's like a roller coaster that you're really just never sure
Never.
which way it's
Not
going to
with
go.
me.
Tell me, Nance.
So now, levels of awkwardness.
Okay.
There's different levels. Okay, very different. So what I want to explain to you today and cover a few different examples maybe is the different levels of awkwardness.
Okay.
So
Tell me
if
what the
something-
differences are.
Okay, so what I'm saying is, and those that in my very close circle, they'll know my language, but we're talking like, you know, a wedgie moment. Oh, wedgie.
Self-inflicted or
No, wedgie, like it's something so a little bit uncomfortable,
Ooh.
that feeling like
Just a bit.
your undies have just gone a little bit up, like, oh, wedgie. Right? So
okay.
I use that term
what
a lot.
level is that?
That's just a little bit
base level.
uncomfortable, okay? That's your base level, okay? So we got your wedgie,
Yep.
and then we've got wedge. It's gone up a bit.
Like a real hungry bum.
Yeah, a real hungry bum. And then we've gone top knot, okay? We've gone top knot. We have gone
I'm just confused
Okay,
by
come on.
the term.
Okay.
Top knot.
Okay, well, we've gone like upper level. Is it top notch?
Top notch.
Yeah.
I thought you said top knot. And
I
in my
did.
head,
I
you
did.
Okay. Well, here I am. No wonder. I'm sitting here going, wedge?
No.
Wedgie? Top knot? Like, is
Well,
that?
and that still works.
I guess so.
It still works because
I'll
we're
take it.
going
All
up.
right. Well, the top notch of awkward.
The top notch of awkward, that's like, this is really embarrassing, like the choc wedge.
Oh,
You know what I'm talking about?
Choc
The choc wedge
wedge.
means that uncomfortable feeling that has gotten right up
Now-
that butt crack
Oh.
that you possibly might have a little skiddy on
a
there.
little choc wedge on there.
because-
Just a little choc chip.
Yeah. Okay. So do you need
Yes.
more explanation?
Nah, the visuals are good. The
no, no.
visuals are good. If your brains are working and you're listening to this, you know exactly what you're picturing. And you can feel it too. As you've said it, I'm a bit like, I can feel it.
Let me explain. Like wedgie is like just then. Just then. A good example.
I'm just going to pick this one out.
No. But just a wedgie is like, oh, I said top knot instead of top notch. Wedgie.
Okay,
Like
perfect,
that's
perfect.
base
Yeah,
level.
Yeah.
Base level.
Okay.
What's another one? Okay, so we've gone up to wedge.
Yeah.
We're at that level now. So it could be that maybe, I don't know, you're in yoga or something and you're in a downward dog and you have a little fluff moment.
I was just going to say
and
that.
it's quiet.
That's
I don't
one
know.
of my, I was going to say it's one of my fears, but it's also one of the things that happens to me regularly.
Ooh.
When I used to go to yoga regularly,
Yeah.
I was a real big
Wedge.
wedge. Yeah.
Okay, so it's
Okay,
one of them.
I get it.
So then it's a little bit. So then, like, what's a uncomfortable situation that gives you the choc wedge?
The
Like,
ultimate.
The ultimate. The ultimate. If you can't think of one, driving here today, I was like, oh my gosh, you know how sometimes when something happens, do you get that? I get this all the time. I'm terrible because I'm a feeler and I hold on to things, right? So sometimes something might have happened during the day and then I've gone to bed that night and I've like woken in my sleep like that.
100%.
Because
100%. That's
it's come back to me.
Yeah,
and I've just gone,
yeah.
oh, I can't believe I did that. Oh, I can't believe I said that. Oh, I can't believe it came out. I said, I can't believe, like that.
Yeah.
So I don't know how this happened. Maybe because driving here today, it's terrible weather.
Yeah, it's
in
a bit
Adelaide.
grey and gloomy today. Yeah.
I don't know why I had this memory, but this is, for me, a choc wedge.
Tell us.
So for example, there was a time that I was working in a beautiful little fashion store in Rundle Street. Okay. So I'm about to start work. So I've gone to do the coffee run before I've started work. And this is back in the day because it's not there anymore. Remember the Chibo Cafe on the corner?
Yes.
But now it's
Yes,
something else
yes.
there, whatever. So I've gone to do the coffee run. So I've gone and it's a beautiful sunny day. So I'm wearing like a dress and shoes and I bought a couple of coffees. So picked up my coffees and I'm crossing the road, Rundle and Frome. Picture it. Rundle and Frome Street, quite busy. Peak hour, first thing in the morning, and there's been a breeze. There's a breeze.
Oh, no.
Vince, there's a breeze. There's a breeze, and I'm wearing a summer dress, Vince.
I'm picturing a real Marilyn moment with a cafe.
No. Yeah, but just let me tell you, I'm in the middle of Rundle Street, and I don't know why this
Are you
came
crossing
to my...
diagonally? Are you going from the Chibo in the corner to the opposite corner to Daniel's?
Yeah, so I'm crossing and then the breeze has picked up my dress. It's picked it up, Vince, but it was only knee length to start with.
So that's an easy pickup.
So that was a pickup and she's gone. She's gone up and Vince, I'm exposed.
How good's life for everybody on peak hour traffic
and
that day?
I wish I was Jen Hawkins at this moment, but I am not.
Oh, no.
I am not. So and it's that moment that, you know, when the cars are turning but they have to stop for the pedestrians and so I'm in the middle of Rundle Street with my two coffees.
And you dress up above your neck.
Above my neck.
And people just waiting there.
They're just waiting there, Vince. And I'm just crossing the road and I've had that moment of I want to die.
I want the world to swallow me
But then
whole.
I've just gone, own it. This is Coffee and a Show, people. Happy Friday. That's
Front
what
row seat for Nancy Timpano show.
And that, my friend, was a Choc wedge.
I love that.
To this day, today on this windy day, has come back to me. So they're my levels. I needed to explain to you.
No, I'm glad you did.
And you might understand my lingo from now on. When I go, oh, wedgie, like that. You know, that was a
100%.
nothing. You did a little on the side of the mic. Yeah, wedgie.
That's not even a
Wedgie.
wedgie. That's
That was
nothing.
nothing.
It takes a lot to embarrass me.
Yeah.
But can I just say, I'm so proud of you for telling that story.
Welcome to my world of wedgies.
Yeah, I wouldn't have expected you to own that type of situation so much. Like, not to say that you couldn't, but I guess just hearing you say, I need to own it. Did you give a little bum shake or?
Yeah. Oh, I think it just shook by itself. I didn't have to. There was nothing tight
But
about
good
it.
on you for owning that moment. But I'm just trying to think. Like you mentioned, like a little clearing of the throat as a wedgie.
Yeah.
No,
Well,
that's
not
that's
really.
no, that's a nothing.
No.
A Choc wedge. It takes, like I said, it takes quite a bit to embarrass me or to be like.
But it's a massive embarrassment.
That's a huge one to have your mudundas flashed all over Rundle Street.
Mudundas, for those listening.
For those listening, means underwear in Italian.
Or do you know what my mum would say? Because anyway, being a dancer growing up, often you'd have to wear a G-string. Girls, right?
Okay, well, there's something that embarrassed me. The first time I had to wear a dance support as a dancer.
Yeah.
And I remember them handing it to me and I was like, where's the rest of it?
Or you know what mum says? I remember being buttoned up in a low back dress one time and I was going out and my mum had to zip me up or button me up. And I remember her looking down my dress as she's zipping me. And she said in Italian, "Va la bene." Which means for those Calabreses listening, why even bother?
Why bother?
And should say "o filo." It's a piece of string or a thread. A thread. She'll go "o filo va la bene." And so anyway, I don't know how we got on this topic. So this is a moment.
Well, no, because I was just saying that's a Choc wedge.
That is
that's a Choc wedge for me. It was the first time I had to put on a dance support.
Yeah.
And I just remember
They
being
look painful.
you know what I just don't understand, okay? The female dance supports and G-strings, thin.
Thin.
Why do they feel the need to put a 3-inch elastic
Yeah.
between your ass cheeks for the guys?
Because maybe there's more Choc to catch.
Far out, man. But I just remember being mortified. I would have been 15 the first time I had to wear
Bigger
one.
skitties maybe.
Yeah. But oh my, I can feel it. I'm having flashbacks. This
See,
is
now you're
traumatic.
having your own
Now I'm
wedgie.
having a real Choc wedge moment up here.
So there's the wedgie and then there's the wedge.
And you know what's even more ridiculous about this is that not only do your levels of awkwardness, you've titled them wedgie, wedge, Choc wedge,
Yeah.
but the examples we've been able to come up with have involved underwear
Yeah.
and literally a
that's-
wedgie for me.
But that's the whole
uncomfortable.
thing. That's the whole thing. Because
I
a
get it.
wedgie is that feeling, your undies are creeping up your butt.
I was having a chat with someone the other day about they were talking to me about somebody else
Yeah.
who was within the space. and you know the moment when like the lift doors open
Oh, yeah.
and that person then
Remember our
walks.
moment? Anyway, we'll talk about that
Oh, we've had many though. I feel. Which one?
at the show.
Tell-
When we
Okay. Well, hang on, but that's such a great story. That's
That's
not
a
an
great story.
That wasn't awkward. That was more like
Oh,
we
it was.
owned that. Okay, we'll talk about that. But
Okay,
it was
finish
exactly
yours,
that.
finish
So, well,
yours.
no, I had somebody come to me the other day and say, "Look, I need to have a chat about something," as they do. And so we go out, we're having a chat, and we're in the foyer of this building, and literally the lift doors open, and the person that they are talking about then walks out, and it's just that moment of like the quickest subject change you've ever had in your life.
Oh, yes.
Where like you'll be talking about something like this and all of a sudden it'll be like, so anyway, they're on the plane, they'll be landing next week. You're like, what the fuck are you talking about? But it's that immediate recognition that that person's now in earshot, change subject.
Yeah.
And it always leaves me laughing with how different
I know.
and drastic that subject change is for a lot of people. I feel like if you just kept talking, it's less awkward and less obvious.
Yeah, I know. But it's like what, when I ring Eugene sometimes during the day,
Yeah.
we'll speak to each other and he'll go, hello, beautiful, how are you? Because there's no one around.
No one's around.
And then you'll ring and he's amongst the boys. And he's like, hello. And I'm like, oh, who you got? I'll say to him and he'll laugh because he'll know. And I'm like, who you got? And he go, no, just here we're just here with the boys. And I'm like, yeah, I know, mate. Because he went, hello.
Hello.
And other times he's like, hello, beautiful.
I love it. I love it. Everyone has a different type of phone voice. Can I tell you who's got the best phone voice?
Who?
My mother.
Oh,
My mother and my sisters and my brother will attest to this. She has the best phone voice.
Okay.
And like you would always know when it was someone she didn't know or if it was a professional or even like the answering machine. I'm thinking about the answering machine they still have. And it's like, hi, you've called the Fusco residence.
Yes.
And it's so like well articulated, well spoken.
Yes.
Not to say that my mother's not, but it's just not her normal voice.
okay.
It makes me laugh. Our story.
But can I just go back to the phone?
Please.
Because your mum's well articulated and oh my gosh, my family will go like, oh gosh, as if I'm calling out mama here. When my mum, I'll be at my mum's house.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, hey ma, and do you want to go? We'll go past the shops and I'll pick up some stuff for you. And she's like, yeah, see, let's go. And then her phone will ring and we're having this conversation. Then the phone will ring and my mum will pick up the phone and go, hello.
Put on like the yeah.
Like she's dying of pain.
Tired, old, immediately. Like
And I'm at her house and I'm like, what? And then she'll hang up and she'll go, okay, so we go now?
yeah. But why is that? Is it so that the people on the other end don't come over? I'm not available to go out.
I'm not that person.
They're setting it up immediately. They're so good
I just
at
think my mum has done it tough, but I think she just loves that a little bit of attention.
it. But do you think that's just like an old Choc woman thing?
Yeah.
Like there has to be on some level.
Yeah, but hello. And I'm like, oh.
But 2 seconds ago you were doing tarantella at the back, man. What are you doing? Come back.
Oh, but tell them about our live
Well,
story.
so Nance and I, we've mentioned a lot, we worked at the Royal Show a lot, but we, this would be 5 years ago, easy now, I reckon. We discovered that there was a clean,
nice toilet.
nice toilet.
Nice toilet.
Because if you've ever been to the Royal Show, you know that it's a bit of a zoo to go to the bathroom sometimes. They've got great facilities, but there's always a lineup.
Always.
And for some reason, no one seems to piss in the toilet.
Yeah.
It's a really weird thing, right?
On the lid, around the lid,
Far
on
out.
the floor.
So when you see it in really strange places, you're like, but how?
Maybe they think it's like the clowns and they're just like, am I
There's
going to
no
get a
prizes
prize?
here. There's no prizes, guys. Nah. I'll tell you what the prize would be, having dry shoes. That's a real win. Okay? So we discovered through word of mouth, Secret Squirrel, that there was another
Corporate.
clean, untouched bathroom available
I know.
somewhere on the grounds. And Nance and I thought, gee, you know what? We really got to check this out.
Because we're always on a time frame.
Well, always. Because
And normally we have to tag team. Not both of us can't go
Never.
at the same
No,
time
it's
because
very
we
hard.
need to be at the stage
Someone's
should
there.
something happen.
always. So this one particular night, we were like, well, look, there's a pretty good bracket here of a 45-minute gap. Let's go grab some hot chips and go to the bathroom, but let's check out this new fancy one.
Yeah.
So we sneak through the hordes of people. We make our way to, I'm not going to name which building it's
No,
in,
because then everyone will know. No.
but there's also a few layers to this in the sense of like not only are Nancy and I contracted by the promoter of the entertainment at the Royal Show, who's contracted by the Royal Show. But over the years, we've developed a very, very good relationship with the stakeholders of the Royal Adelaide Show. Let me be very clear in that. And one of which in particular was just, he worked there for many, many years, just an absolute earth angel, the greatest guy. I'm not going to say his name, but you know who you are.
I was about to, but
are we allowed to?
Love him. Can't we?
Brad, you're the best.
Brad Ward, we love you.
We love you, Brad. There, okay? Brad always looked after us. Brad was also one of those guys who you knew that if something wasn't right, he would let you know very quickly, which we love. Anywho, we go. We find this magical lift.
Yes.
We get in the lift. We're like, we're doing it. We're going to make it to this beautiful, clean bathroom. The lift opens.
To the room, not to a hallway.
Not at all. Opens to the room. There is at least 50 faces looking at Nancy and I, immediately turning around to go, oh, wow, who's exiting the lift now? There's at least 50 faces looking at us. Brad is standing in front of these faces presenting. And what does Brad say? He looks at us and goes, g'day, guys.
And we've gone,
oh, and I said, this isn't where we parked the car. Nancy, this isn't. And he laughed and they all burst in. He goes, what are you doing here? So we just actually were coming up to just say.
Did you want us now? Are we early?
We're early. We must be.
Oh, you know what? Let's go to the bathroom.
Oh, look, while we're up here, just run to the loo. And oh no, Neds. But it was the greatest moment and like just the recovery. So lucky that Brad had that, sense of humour.
That's right.
And that we had that relationship.
Exactly right.
But we literally interrupted the Young Farmers.
Yes.
It was the
an awards or something
it was the Young
happening.
Farmers of the Year awards.
Yeah.
And they were having it was their induction night or something. And so they had this presentation and they're all sitting there, all these young farmers, like I said, about 50 faces turned. I'll just never forget the ding, the door's opening. And then like all these heads look at us. And then Brad, g'day guys, what are you doing? Well, this is not where we this isn't where we parked the car at all. What are you talking?
So for me, that's where I would put it as a wedge.
Yeah, I think that's a fair way, like in the middle ground, because I just thought it was the funniest. So like for me, it was less awkward, way more comedy.
Oh my god!
I live for those comedic moments in life because I feel like they come by pretty regularly, but if you don't recognize them for the actual humor, but like what are the chances?
I know. So now when you rate your levels of awkwardness, people, I'd like to know your term of wedge, or choc, wedge.
Yeah, let us know, guys. Let us know.
Just think about us during the day while you're out there living.
Love it. Before we go today,
oh yes,
Nance, you have a brand new segment that you want to introduce.
I wanted to introduce just quickly. I just thought maybe at the end of our episodes or something weekly, I want to know the week that was, just in a quick boom. Okay. How was your week? Like, was it tremendous or was it horrendous?
Okay, well, hang on. Was it tremendous?
Hey,
you like that?
Here's
you like
one
that?
I prepared earlier.
Here's one, Or
was it horrendous?
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Well, how about you go? You can set this up.
Let me just quickly think, because it has to just be just something quick. So my week, the week that was, my beautiful mum, who I speak of very, very often, she finally moved house. She's downsized. The family home, she has moved house. But moving her was horrendous.
And Nance, we're not talking about a small move.
No, we're talking about every bombonetta that she's collected.
Almonds were still in the bags?
Absolutely. From every kumari. She knew. And packing up that house and moving that woman for me. I'm happy it's happened and it's done.
Yeah.
Horrendous. How about you? What do you got?
My week, I'm going to go the opposite. For me, overall tremendous this week, which is nice. I was sick as a dog last week.
Yes.
You saw me dead on the FaceTime. But I just got smashed with this illness from it's just going around at the moment.
Okay, but you said tremendous, so I'm
did.
confused.
So last week, it smashed me last week, which is why this week being in the land of the living was such a wonderful feat. So tremendous for me this week. It's been a really great week of work, a really great week of new opportunity this week. We've got some new things coming through the pipeline, which is very cool. Tremendous.
Tremendous?
Tremendous.
Okay, so you're not going to tell me why?
I did, because I just told you why.
So better than the horrendous week beforehand.
100%. Better in health, new opportunities, new projects, some other projects closing off, which is great. That's what's made it tremendous this week.
So let's finish our episodes like this
every
week.
I love it, guys. Hey, think about it. Is your week horrendous or tremendous? We'll see you next week.
Am I living? Oh, what a funny thing. to say.
Too much info about my wedgies?
No, never. It's the choc part for me that like.
You feel it, right? You gotta ride up
But if you've ever experienced it, you know exactly what that. You know, when you pick it out and you're like, oh no. Oh. Yeah, no, I love it. I love it. Actually, do you want to join Twit?